Welcome back to Tribe Talk, where we talk all things Tribe. With us today, the women's basketball coach at William & Mary, Ed Swanson. And first of all, Coach, let's talk a little bit about last weekend's play, where similar to the men, the Tribe women lost the first game on Saturday to a very good Drexel team, and then came back with a resounding victory on Sunday. Congratulations on the win on Sunday.
Thanks, I appreciate it. Yeah, the Saturday game, you minus 5 minutes right after halftime, which we had 7 turnovers. It was a 3-point game at the half, and we had 7 turnovers in the first 5 minutes and only 1 shot at the goal, and that was a Sydney Wagner 3. I thought we outplayed a very good Drexel team for the 80 minutes. Unfortunately, you got a piece. You can't have 5 disastrous minutes. But I was really excited about how the team responded between Saturday and Sunday with our morning scout and the energy in the locker room, how we warmed up. We really came out dialed in on both ends of the floor.
Now that we have a couple of games, I guess, under our belt with this format this year, what is your sense with the difficulty of rebounding after a tough loss, or in the opposite end of that spectrum, even coming back, full bore after a good victory?
Yeah, Jay, it's tough. It's tough physically and mentally, I think, for the kids, and especially the kids that you have playing 35 plus minutes. I do think it's a big advantage for the team that lost on Saturday. And we were really frustrated with, like I talked about previously, the first 5 minutes of that second half. And I thought we really channeled that energy into a good place and came out, like I said, really dialed in on both ends of the ball. But I think every coach will tell you, and every player will tell you, it's a demand both physically and mentally. The one thing it is, though, it is good to get back on the floor after a loss. And I think, Dane will attest to that as well. After you lose on that Saturday, it's good to get back right out and compete.
Sydney Wagner, talk to us about, I don't want to use the word surprise because maybe you were not surprised, but talk to us about the leadership and her ability coming into this year and what she has done for you.
She's very confident in her abilities, and she's very confident, obviously, on the offensive side of the ball. But she's just playing extremely well. Teams are now keyed in on her, and she's really, showing really an efficiency on the offensive side in regards to how she's playing. And we talked about between Saturday and Sunday that I think our team was looking for her too much, and almost that 8th grade basketball mentality where the best player on the team always gets the ball and you want them to shoot it. But I thought we had a real good balance offensively with Bree Bellamy having a great game, Bailey Eichner having a good game, and Shaniqua Gilliam having a good weekend offensively.
Yeah, I wanted to bring up Bailey, obviously a friend of ours on the Tribe broadcast over the years, came in with a double-double and really, as she always does, brought that enthusiasm and effort to the floor.
She was 2 assists away. She had 13 points, 13 rebounds, and 8 assists. So wow. She was 2 assists away from, a post player having that kind of triple-double. As Bailey, as you've seen over the years, she continually makes emotional plays during the game. And so she did a lot yesterday. So I'm happy that she's starting to show that confidence that she needs to really take that next step and hopefully be that, that second-tier scorer that we need in our program right now.
By the way, I'm told Bailey retained, or deservedly so, the CAA Player of the Day for that 13-rebound, 13-point performance in the 69-53 victory over Drexel. This weekend, Charleston, another one of those things. In a couple of days, you'll be traveling down to Charleston, Saturday and Sunday ball games, and that air of undecidedness looms. Charleston hasn't played in quite some time. My first question to you, how do you scout a team that you don't have any film on since the middle of December?
That's true. I mean, they haven't played since December 19th. And what we're hearing is the games are on, and we're excited about going down there and playing. I'm sure Charleston's excited to get back on the floor. Yeah, you don't know what to expect. Obviously, they'll have fresh legs, I think, since not playing for over a month. I'm hoping they're a little rusty, but you never know. Yeah, it's something that we don't have game film from over a month ago, and we're a lot different than we were a month ago. So
Yeah.
it's gonna be an interesting. I was just in the office today watching a little bit more film of them. So the unexpected is to be expected.
Coach, you're down a couple of staff members for various reasons. Tell us what challenges that has posed for your team this season.
I have two terrific assistants, Mary Gleason and Michelle Kurowski, who have really stepped up during this COVID period. And that's the reason kind of why we're down a couple of assistants right now, a couple staff members. But they've done an incredible job of, picking up the slack for not having that other assistant coach on staff. And I'd like to talk about Carly Abate from the business office, has really stepped in and volunteered to give a hand in our day-to-day operations. And she's been with us for about 3 weeks now, and she's done an exceptional job. So it's, one tribe, one family. We're down a little bit, and then other departments picking us up to help in other areas. So we really appreciate the business office and all Carly Abate has done for us.
Ed Swanson, our guest on Tribe Talk, the head women's basketball coach at William & Mary. Dramatic victory on last Sunday over Drexel. Your feeling about the league this year, and as we go forward, do you have any real good feeling about who the best team in the league is? Some of the teams that you're going to have to compete against in that tournament at the end of the season.
Well, Delaware really impressed me 2 weeks ago. I think they have a player that should be, thought of as player of the year, Jasmine Dickey, and they're off to a terrific start. James Madison, you would expect to be there at the end, and Drexel, you would expect to be there at the end. Our hope is just to continue to grow, continue to evolve in terms of the type of team we are, and I think we're making great strides in that area.
Coach, thanks for your time today, and good luck in Charleston this weekend.
Thanks, Jack.
Are the big banks leaving a bad taste in your mouth, charging you all sorts of fees and giving you nothing in return? Open a Langley Pays checking account, and you'll earn 10 cents every time you use your debit card. Get your paycheck up to 3 days early and avoid those nasty fees. Now that's a sweet account. Call us or visit a Langley branch to open an account today.
Hear the James River flow, sweet and slow, past your deck. Grip an iron on a course that whispers of legends. Live the family stories you'll be reliving for years. So dance in the sunset, stroll through the pines, push the boat from the dock. Because when your new home is the destination, your home is Burwell's Bluff and the Enclave at Kings Mill.
With your Village Bank debit card, earn points on everyday purchases and redeem them for something special. Village Bank, you're a neighbor, not a number.
Welcome back to Tribe Talk, where we talk all things Tribe. And with us today is the starting point guard for William & Mary basketball, Yuri Covington. He's a freshman out of Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania. And Yuri, first of all, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
Tell us a little bit about yourself. We talked before the interview. You said you played some other sports, but predominantly basketball in your life.
Yeah. When I was small, I played soccer, and then in middle school, I played football, and I also ran track. Forgot to tell you that when I ran track, I was pretty good too, but I just love basketball way more.
Well, and it shows on the court. Clearly, that first step you have is a tremendously quick one, and you've worked hard at that too. Tell us about that work ethic that, and I think it comes from some of your family members as well, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. Some of it is natural, but also a lot of it is like my uncle's crazy. So when he used to train me, he used to have me wearing like wave vests and do you know the shoes that you wear where it makes you stay on your tippy toes? He used to make me wear those all the time too. So those definitely helped.
You've got, in your bio anyway, you've got some relatives that played collegiate basketball. Was that always a dream of yours?
Definitely. It's always been a dream of mine. Because I want to be the best in the family, first of all. And
good.
Yeah, I want to be the best in the family. And once I started playing basketball, it's all I ever really wanted to do. So I just knew I wanted to keep playing after high school.
High school, National Christian Academy in the DC area, Maryland area is where you finished your career. How did the recruiting process go? And did you find that exhilarating or exhausting?
Definitely exhilarating. I got my first offer in like December of my senior year after transferring to National Christian Academy. So it was definitely exciting. But once like a lot of different schools started texting me, kind of became overwhelming. But once William and Mary got in contact with me, I kind of like knew, even before they gave me a scholarship, I knew I wanted to come here.
What drew you to William and Mary?
Definitely. So I'm from Pennsylvania. It's very cold there. It's a lot warmer here. Even though it does get cold, it's a lot warmer here. But I just think the relationship that I built with the coaches over the recruiting process, like Coach Boatner, I would talk to him a lot. I would talk to Howland a lot, and I would talk to Fish. So I just really felt the love during the recruiting process. So that was probably the biggest decider. And then also I knew about William and Mary and knew it was a really good school. So a degree from here, I could really do a lot with.
Well, one of the tenets at William and Mary is giving back to society, and you've certainly already started that even as in high school. Tell us about that program that you've helped youth on the basketball floor.
Yes, I used to go to the rec a lot to work out, and I ended up befriending the co-workers a lot and the manager. So they asked me to come in and train smaller kids who had just started playing basketball, and it was fun. And I got to do what I loved. I was just teaching little kids how to dribble and shoot layups. So it was a really good time, and I definitely do it again.
Might be stretching the question, but can you see any corollary between the skills that you learn in basketball and the skills that you're to be successful in life?
I think probably just being confident and being confident, because I know when you're confident on the court and you're confident with your team, you tell everybody where to go, like you just run the team. And then when you're confident in life, you just come off a lot more likable. Not too confident, not cocky, but confident.
Yuri Covington, the man we're speaking to today, he's a freshman on the William Mary basketball program. You're playing a lot. You're contributing. What does Yuri Covington see as the where he needs to improve the most at this point in his career?
Probably just being able to be focused 24/7. Because in high school, it's like you're better than almost everyone you play, all the players on your team. So some days you can come into practice or even games and you're just like, I'm going to chill today, and you can still dominate or just play your game. But in college, it's not like that at all. You have to go hard every day. You have to give it your all because everyone here is just as good as you.
Let's get to the academics. Way too early for you to have decided, what you want to do in life. But what are you kind of interested in at William and Mary here early in the early going?
I think psychology is probably my biggest interest. I took a class in the first semester. I really liked it. I also took a couple classes on psychology in high school, so I just taken in college. So I think I'm leaning towards that, but I'm definitely still undecided.
Now, the final question would be about COVID. We're kind of asking everybody to give their 2 cents. How have you adapted to that? And do you feel the challenges of COVID have been difficult?
Definitely when it first started, because they shut all the gyms down. So you had to improvise. I was definitely just doing a lot of push-ups and using small weights at the house to keep still trying to get better. And I would just go outside, like on the sidewalk, and just like set cones up and dribble because there was nothing else to do. So I think that's definitely been hard, trying to keep working out the same way you were before COVID when they had all the gyms closed. But I think it's just what you have to do. So for the time being, you just have to improvise and still find ways to get better.
Yuri Covington has been our guest on Tribe Talk today. Yuri, thanks so much for your time, and Tribe fans everywhere, we'll look forward to your development and watching you eventually live at Kaplan Arena on the basketball floor. Continued success.
All right. Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Everything you know about Colonial Heritage is true. A beautiful golf course with exquisite dining and superb event space. But this is also true. You don't have to live there to play, dine, or celebrate there. So let Colonial Heritage be your host for a round, a meal, or a gathering. It's all true. You don't have to live there to enjoy being there. At Colonial Heritage, golf memberships are available. ColonialHeritageClub.com.
With your Village Bank debit card, earn points on everyday purchases and redeem them for something special. Village Bank, you're a neighbor, not a number.
Hear the James River flow, sweet and slow, past your deck. Grip an iron on a course that whispers of legends. Live the family stories you'll be reliving for years. So dance in the sunset, stroll through the pines, push the boat from the dock. Because when your new home is the destination, your home is Burwell's Bluff and the Enclave at Kingsmill.
The Tribe Leader of the Week, presented by the Virginia Lottery, recognizes exceptional William & Mary student athletes for their contributions as leaders in the classroom and the community. This week's Tribe Leader of the Week, presented by the Virginia Lottery, is men's tennis junior Daniel Pellerito. On the court, Pellerito led the Tribe in singles wins with a 17-7 record last season. Daniel is an accounting major with a finance concentration and sports a perfect 4.0 GPA. He is a two-time William Mary Provost Award winner and an ITA Scholar athlete. In 2020, he worked as a summer analyst for the Kleinman Wealth Management Group. Daniel is a member of the National Leadership Honor Society, Omicron Delta Kappa. He is also involved in the Williamsburg community, taking part in events at the Arc of Greater Williamsburg and working with Tribethon, which is a year-long fundraising effort dedicated to supporting Children's Miracle Network hospitals.
With your Village Bank debit card, earn points on everyday purchases and redeem them for something special. Village Bank, you're a neighbor, not a number.
Everything you know about Colonial Heritage is true. A beautiful golf course with exquisite dining and superb event space. But this is also true. You don't have to live there to play, dine, or celebrate there. So let Colonial Heritage be your host for a round, a meal, or a gathering. It's all true. You don't have to live there to enjoy being there. At Colonial Heritage, golf memberships are available. ColonialHeritageClub.com.
Today's brands need to activate their marketing budgets to engage consumers locally where they live and shop. Local events across the country are seeking relevant sponsors and partners, and retailers are always looking for ways to increase store traffic and dollar sales. Bring all parties together and, well, bam! Brand Activation Maximizer, or BAM, is a proven, one-of-a-kind software platform that connects brands, events, and retailers. It provides brands with unique opportunities to reach consumers, while helping events grow bigger and better. And best of all, BAM gets proven sales results by taking retailer interests into account. We've already successfully optimized more than $200 million in sponsorship to date, featuring some of the world's biggest brands and events. Yours could be next. BAM! It's that simple.
At William & Mary, we are surrounded by history. Here, young minds are exposed to the knowledge of those who have already walked these paths. Here we are taught to break boundaries, to be curious, to be leaders, to be bold. We strive for the standards of those who came before us. Our future is not exempt from our past. It learns from it, grows from it, thrives from it. Here, history guides our course as we face our fears, reach new heights. And as each new generation steps forward, they create their own footsteps to be followed.
Welcome back today to Tribe Talk, where we talk all things Tribe, and we've got Dane Fischer with us, the head men's basketball coach at William & Mary. Coach, first of all, let's get right to it. A tremendous comeback and victory for the Tribe last Sunday afternoon at Drexel. Congratulations on the weekend's work.
Thank you, Jay. I appreciate it. It was that was a great win for us. We obviously didn't have our best performance on Saturday up there. I thought we had a lot of kind of self-inflicted wounds with some mistakes we made, and talked about coming back on Sunday and playing the right way and just really focusing on that, and to be down 9 with under 4 to go and heading on the defensive end to come away with a win was great for our guys.
Couple of things, if we can, delve into that game towards the last. First of all, talk about Connor Kuchera's court presence, his ability to get to the free throw line and then make the big free throws down the stretch.
Connor was tremendous, really through the whole game, but down the stretch, obviously, he just kind of took the thing over. He willed us kind of back in it when we needed to. Did it with taking the ball to the basket and getting himself to the foul line. He did it by taking a charge in a huge spot when we needed to stop, and he really rebounded the ball. He led us in rebounding for that game. So just did a ton of things to help us win and showed a real veteran presence from a freshman.
Maybe one of the unsung heroes in that game was Mikal Harvey, and then the unsung hero was the head coach putting Mikal Harvey in the last 3 minutes of the game. So tell us about that strategy and how Mikal finished the game for you.
Well, what we had been doing for a lot of the game, we were doubling the post, and then when we thought, they put a lineup out there with 4 shooters, and we thought that we wanted to get away from the double, and we thought Mikal had the best chance to guard Butler in the post, and he went in there and did a great job with that. And then what really helped us was we our offensive possessions ended up being fouls, whether it was on rebounds or we came down and got to the line pretty quickly. So we were able to keep him in there on the defensive end. He obviously did a great job there, had a huge offensive rebound for us off of a missed free throw, had a block shot and an altered shot late. So yeah, he really stepped up big for us down the stretch.
Yeah, I think that missed free throw was one of only 2 of the 16 the Tribe shot in the last few minutes of the ball game, and he got that offensive rebound, had to really deflate the opposition, Drexel in this case, and led to the victory. And we cannot go, talk about that game without mentioning Luke Loy, who did an unbelievable job on Cam Winter, their All-CAA candidate guard.
He did, that was a big focus, obviously, coming into the weekend was how we were going to stop him. And he's such a great scorer and facilitator. And our goal was to try to make him just a facilitator. And we obviously did not do that on Saturday. He had 19 and 11. And on Sunday, we were terrific with it. He had 4 points the entire game, both of which were really tough baskets. He did have 11 assists, but that was part of the way we were going to play him. And Luke was terrific. And when Luke got his limited break that we gave him, Yuri did a terrific job as well.
You never know. I guess you do know, but it's all different every time you travel to an away site. And because the city of Philadelphia had some protocols, your team on the first game Saturday had to get out there extra early to take the COVID test. Is that accurate?
It's correct. Yeah, this was the most unique road trip that we've had to this point. To begin with, we stayed outside of the city of Philadelphia because of the protocols they had in place if you actually stayed in city limits. So that was one thing that we did. And then we did have to get tested actually both days before we played. So we had to be at the gym at 10 a.m. for a 1 o'clock game, which is about an hour and a half earlier than you're normally there. So, we had to just tweak what we did with our pregame stuff. And the guys did a great job of just, kind of going with what the protocols were. And obviously the most important thing was we were tested and everybody had negative test results, which is what you want. And then, then we just kind of made our pregame work from there. So a unique one and probably have a couple more the rest of the way here.
Well, with that said, a quick question about the tournament. It was announced that the Hercules Tire CAA basketball tournament is moving from D.C. to James Madison's new facility, their home court. Any thoughts about that early on?
Yeah, I knew the league had been discussing that here for a while, and obviously everything that the league is trying to do this year is with the health and safety of the players and staff in mind. And they felt like this was the best way for us to be in a safe environment for the tournament. And I know that everybody wants the tournament to happen. So if this is the best way to do it, we're certainly all on board for it.